Here are my headlights after doing the new lens, the mother's new lens treatment on them. They almost match my turn signal lenses. Everybody, so I've been busy in the van just getting it ready to move into, and I'm going to take you out and show you some of the things that I've done. I haven't done anything really major, but I thought I would show you anyway some of the stuff that I've been doing. It is really windy today and dusty, so I'm going to get in here and shut the door. So first of all, I have removed the passenger seat in the cab, and I hated to do that because Jaffe just loved that seat. Those of you who saw my short that I posted with him riding back to Lubbock from Colorado Springs in it, it was just adorable. And he doesn't know that it's out yet, so he's going to be very disappointed when he gets in the van the next time and there's no seat next to Mama. But I had to do it because that all of the tools and stuff are on right now, that's my fridge freezer. This right here is actually my only available kitchen cabinet, aside from the 3 drawers down there. And my propane is in that cabinet, and the sink drain is in the far right cabinet. So there's not really very much room under the sink and the stove in those cabinets. I've got clothes in that cabinet and clothes in this cabinet, bedding, blankets, pillow in that cabinet, and I'm putting water in the seat cabinets, and I already have some stuff under this seat cabinet, plus that's where my freshwater tank is and the water pump, so that takes up some space. Let's see, I'm getting ready to put some grippy contact paper down on this shelf, just so my dishes and my dry goods don't fly all over the place when I'm driving. It might still fly all over the place, but for now I'm gonna try this grippy stuff. So up front here, I've put all of the patches that I've collected at the various parks and areas that I've gone to. I've put those on this carpeted dashboard cover, and there's something pretty special, at least I think, pretty special about this dashboard cover. The seller I bought the van from, the people he bought it from, it was an elderly couple, and she had just passed away, and they have their names embroidered on this dashboard cover. And the guy who sold me this van said he couldn't bring himself to take it off, and I can't either. It's part of the history of the van, part of the van's story, and it's sweet. And I just can't, I can't take it off. So at least not yet. It's going to stay on there for a while. Plus it protects the dash. Yeah, so I took out the front passenger seat, the fridge freezer's here, and then up here I have an AGM battery. It's by Kick-Ass Gear as well, so it's already in the battery box that has all of the outlets built into it and a charge controller on the top. This all came as part of the Black Friday sale kit with the fridge freezer and a set of solar panels and all that. It was just an unbelievable deal. That AGM battery is actually going to power the fridge freezer, and it's going to be hardwired to the van battery. So that's going to be my aux battery that gets recharged when I'm driving, and also it's going to have the ability to connect to solar when we're off grid and I'm not driving. It's not connected yet to the van battery. We're going to be doing that later this week. I have a friend who's helping me, showing me how to do all of this stuff, which is really nice. The same friend who is helping me with all of that actually gifted me a backup camera. It's a Wolf Box. It slides on over the existing rear view mirror, and you can use it as a normal mirror. As you can see, it's just a mirror. When the van is off, it actually records security footage for 48 hours after the van is shut off. So there's a camera on the front side of that mirror that records, and then it records the rear where the backup camera is as well, and it's a pretty wide angle, so it gets quite a bit. I put my window mounted cell phone holder up there, and I've got a FM radio transmitter so I can play my iPod or my iPhone music through the speakers of the van. The stereo system, as you might imagine for a 95 van, is a cassette player. But yeah, I've got it rigged up so that I can play music through the speakers from my iPhone, so that'll be nice. This van is really nostalgic for me, being a 95. I mean, I would have been just starting college in 95. And since getting it, I've actually come across quite a few things that I got in that year, 1995. I'm trying to show you this pin. I don't know if you can see that pin. It has a little oak tree on it, and it says "You're Appreciated, 1995." I got that pin when I worked at the hotel in the Midwest. Throughout my undergrad years, I worked at a hotel, a truck stop hotel, and I worked there for a long time. Anyway, I got that pin in 1995, the same year as this van, as an appreciation pin for working there for however long, few years. So I stuck that in there because it's the same year as the van. I don't know, just sentimental stuff, I guess. I have a very dear friend who makes these Christmas ornaments every year, and I have quite the collection of them because she has given me one every year for Christmas. So I've hung those up here, and you can see behind it I've made a Reflectix window cover for this window. And I'm just trying to do everything I can to keep this living space cooler. So I've got the Reflectix on this window. I'm eventually going to put either black material or black tape over this side of it. So it'll be silver on one side and black on the other. And I also installed this curtain rod right here and hung this thermal blackout curtain across. It took me a while to find a curtain that was close to the right size, and I do need to hem this up a little. It was about 3 inches too long, but it was more or less the right size. It was the right width. So really, really nice that I could find something that pretty much fit this space. And it came with 2 panels, but 1 panel I think is all I'm gonna need. So it's blue on our living space side and black on the other side. That will help keep the temperature a little better controlled in the living space. And I think that's pretty much it for the cab area. Oh yeah, I glued these things. My brother got me these for Christmas a couple years ago, the girl and the dogs. And I actually glued them to that cup holder panel right there. I did choose a few small pieces of art to put in here, and I'm not quite finished hanging things yet, but this is one piece that I bought, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, and it's one of my favorite pieces, so I used command strips and hung it up there. This cabinet right here actually has all of my dress clothes in it. So for art festivals and contract jobs and stuff that I do, this is basically my work clothes. There's some other stuff back there. There's a Max Air fan back there, 12 volt, and probably some other things will go back there eventually. I've got all these little nets across the top here, and right now they've got books in them, carbon monoxide detector. And then this beast right here is our AC when the van is off. This is an EcoFlow Wave 2. And it works really, really well. It runs off of a battery. There's a battery down here that connects to it. And so that's what we're going to be using for air conditioning, primarily for the dogs when we are in places that we're going to need it. And I can't have the van running all the time. That was a priority for me, especially with the thermal curtain across there and the Reflectix in the kitchen window. And then those windows on the side door close up pretty tight. That's a thermal curtain that was already on the van when I bought it, so it can drop down. And then the back windows actually close up pretty tight too. So yeah, when it's summer and it's hot, I plan to keep all the windows closed when we're in here and the AC running. That battery will last for 8 hours in eco mode, and once the van is cool to begin with, then I can put that in eco mode just to maintain the temperature. These seats had a really nice kind of canvasy cover on them. I didn't want the dogs to ruin them, so I got these waterproof seat covers that were almost perfect size for the bench seats. And I basically just safety pinned them on the existing seat covers because I don't want to ruin those seat covers. Are really nice that came on it, and I don't want the dogs to ruin them. Underneath this seat is quite a bit of storage, so there's an outdoor grill under there that actually attaches to the van on the outside to grill outside. And then I plan to keep extra water, drinking water, under there. And then under this one, like I said, this is freshwater tank, water pump. And on this side, I've got extra clothes. I'm really going to have to go through my clothes and get rid of some more, I think. All of this up here is clothing. And so I think eventually I'm going to have to get rid of more clothes. I have a lot of t-shirts. I figure once I get moved in fully, I'm going to probably reevaluate what's in here and maybe get rid of some more things. For someone who has lived in a very tiny back house for like the last over a decade, I have a lot of things still. I didn't mention that I have this little bamboo table I already had in the house, and it works perfectly back here. This was actually a 2-burner bamboo table space that you put over 2 burners on a full-size stove, and it works perfectly to cover my sink to add additional working table space. And if I need the sink, I can actually just scoot this over on top of the stove and use table space over here. This thing hanging on the wall right here is actually a heater. It's a propane heater. It's called the Wave 2. I have no idea. It's a totally different company that makes this. This is made by Olympian, and it's called the Wave 2. And the air conditioner is made by EcoFlow, and it's called the Wave 3. So I have no idea what the thing with the Wave is, but I have both appliances are called the Wave, but they're made by different companies. This cabinet up here is my bedding, so lots of blankets, pillow, and I think that's pretty much it, blankets and pillow. So the bench seat cushions actually come out. There's a piece of plywood in the floor here that's under my rug that comes up and sits in the middle here, and then the cushions all come out, and that forms a full-size bed. So this right here I've made into my toolbox, and if you just pull the mattress up, this lifts up, and the solar batteries are down there that's connected to the solar panels on the roof. And then everything on this side is basically my toolbox. My tire jack is down there. I've got extra antifreeze, an extra quart of oil, and tools. So that's that. I have 2 rechargeable lights right here on the door. So those will be nice to have close to bed. Those are what I had underneath the plywood deck in the Subaru, and so I just moved them over here. The toilet resides in this cabinet down here, so, and it fits pretty snug, so there's not really much room for anything else in there. But then my toilet paper is up here along with my hammock, and this has very quickly become my junk drawer. I am exhausted, but getting some good stuff done in the van here, and we're getting closer to being able to move in. So on Wednesday or Thursday of this week, we're going to connect the aux battery up to the van battery and get my fridge freezer going. We're getting there. Stay tuned, more coming.